Welcome to another Fixed in 5. Let's jump right into it. Hi Mukundwa, love your podcast and love your channel. Thank you. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm difficult to date. All the dates I go on don't materialize, and my friends say it's because I'm too hectic and don't know how to take things slow. I often ask dates about their star sign and work out their astrology chart at the date. And I'm a big fan of discussing what we both like about ourselves and don't like about ourselves, and also laying on the table reasons our other relationships didn't work, any past trauma, or information about each other that might help us navigate each other should we take this any further. I don't really want to compromise my standards, but I also don't want to sabotage what could have been a potential lover because I was a bit too much on date one. I personally never thought this was extra, but my friends say that this is too much for a first date. What do you suggest? Alrighty, there's a lot going on in that. So what's going to be integral to however you decide to move forward is definitely self-awareness. Understanding why you do what you do on first dates, where it comes from, and if you're willing to change or not. So if you were sharing about your trauma, your past relationships, what makes you difficult to date on a first date, you need to also think about, is that word vomit? Is that oversharing? Or are you actually trying to equip this person with information that they can use to help navigate you? And why do you think that has to happen on date one? So you need to decide if that is oversharing and if that's kind of a nervous tick you have or a habit you have about expressing yourself in ways that are inconsiderate and also unnecessary in the context. You need to then deal with that. But if you do some digging and you realize that you are just a fast person, you're not a slow burn, you do everything 0 to 100, then you need to be realistic and realize that's not something you're about to change for anybody. And then you'd rather just actually lead with that, be you with your chest, and whoever sticks, sticks. Whoever stays around, stays around. Because the worst thing is for you to change who you are, for you to be palatable on a first date, second date, third date, and then you reveal your true self down the line, and that's not what they signed up for. So in those ways, you've betrayed yourself because you've prioritized being picked. And then what you've also gone and done is misled someone by admission, by not being your true self. They've fallen in love with a version of you that you cannot maintain and that doesn't bring you any joy. So ultimately, I think I'm not a fan of changing who we are because we're not getting the results we want, but I'm not a fan of that because I prioritize authenticity and myself above everything. There is no date and no person more important than me being true to myself. And I don't know if I believe in such thing as like a bad character as much as a character that doesn't work for you. So if somebody's not comfortable with you whipping out your phone and going through their astrology chart, that's okay. There will be people who are comfortable, and maybe it's about kind of going on dates with people who might be more aligned with you than changing yourself. I think when people say that you're hectic, yeah, hectic for them. So I think self-awareness. Understand, why do I do what I do? Do I actually feel that's a deficiency within me? Do I, by my own judgment, think that that's a detrimental characteristic that I'd like to change? If by your judgment it is, go ahead and change it. But if it's a part of you that's integral and important and you're quite happy with, then don't change at all. You will find your king, your queen, your bae, who loves how extreme and 0 to 100 you are, and how, I guess, open, honest, vulnerable, and frank you are. It's not for everyone, but it will be for many. And so that is the answer. So don't change. The only person who can tell you that you're not enough or that you need to change is yourself. Otherwise, you can always find a context to support and affirm your behavior. So just pick a side and keep it pushing. Thank you for sending that in. I hope this was useful. If you would like to send in your own Fixed in 5 dilemmas, please DM them to me on Instagram. Let me know in the comment section below, do you believe that there's some characteristics of us that we should change in order to have a better time socially? Or should we just find social settings that affirm whatever behavior we have already? That's a question I grapple with a lot. So let me know in the comment section.